Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and reveal the books I bought this week. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show. Now kick that intro!
One, two, three, four.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. April is the month of the military child. Now I'm going to touch base on that later on, but for right now, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, last week's episode I asked, true or false, Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster first envisioned Superman as a bald, telepathic villain? Well, the correct answer is true. And as fate would have it, they ended up submitting the idea to DC, and DC turned them down. But instead of giving up on each other and giving up in general, they decided to go back to the drawing board. And that's when they made Superman an alien from a dead planet who gets his powers from the sun. They submitted the idea to DC. DC said, heck yeah, and the rest, as they say, is history. Well, the correct answer is true, and 4 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, your name's been entered in the drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this episode of the show is Imprint Jones. Now, this is someone who answered on YouTube. So congratulations, Imprint. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Alright, here's the question for next week's episode. And since we're still in the month of April, and April being Superman Anniversary Month, this is yet another question pertaining to Superman. Which one of Superman's weaknesses was created by the writers of the radio show so that voice actor Bud Collyer could take a vacation? Was it A, the Red Sun, B, magic, or C, kryptonite? Alright, here's some hints to help. The first hint is that this weakness is the radioactive minerals from Superman's home planet, best known for emitting radiation that either drains Superman's powers, gives him debilitating effects, causes him physical pain, or even kill him. The second hint, the color of this weakness is commonly green, but it comes in other colors like red, white, pink, and gold. The third hint, the villain Metallo's heart was replaced by this weakness. And then the fourth and final hint, and this it kind of pains me to even say this because I love this band and I love their songs, but this final hint is in loving memory of late Three Doors Down lead singer Brad Arnold. The name of this weakness is also the hit song by the band Three Doors Down from their 2000 album, The Better Life. And it was also the first song they put on the radio. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. Now, Sophia DeFerris Woods from Warren, Ohio has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and this one features the first female superhero in comics, going up against one of the new kids on the block in the Teen Titans in 1980. There's also, in another universe, a founding member of the Justice League. Representing DC, we have Wonder Woman. And we're also representing DC, we have Cyborg. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call
The Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today, it's Wonder Woman versus Cyborg. Wonder Woman possesses superhuman strength, speed, stamina, durability, senses, agility and reflexes, the ability to summon and control lightning, flight, magic, is bulletproof, reality control, telepathy, creating weapons via her bracelets, control over all armies as the God of War, divine wisdom, super breath, mind control, teleportation, communication with animals, omnilingual, cosmic awareness, healing factor, immortality, is a master martial artist and hand-to-hand combatant, weapon mastery, use of the lasso of truth, indestructible bracelets to deflect opposing weapons, projectile tiara, sword, and shield. Cyborg possesses genius level intellect. His cybernetic enhancements grant him superhuman strength, stamina, durability and speed, advanced sensor and weapon systems, flight, computer interfacing, nano regeneration, shapeshifting, and portal creation via boom tubes. Who will win? Cyborg knows that he's going to get the business from Wonder Woman, but he still goes guns blazing. He shoots an array of laser beams at Wonder Woman, which the latter easily deflects with her indestructible bracelets. In an act of desperation, Cyborg opens a boom tube for himself. The reason? He attempts to ambush Wonder Woman in a last-ditch effort. This proves to be Cyborg's undoing. As he attempts to ambush Wonder Woman, the latter ends the fight by summoning a megawatt-enriched bolt of lightning and strikes Cyborg with it, causing his cybernetics to short-circuit. Wonder Woman wins, and that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Thank you, Sophia DeFerris Woods, for that fight request. I hope y'all enjoyed it, and I'll have another one on a future episode. Now, if you want to make requests, you are more than happy to do so. But remember, I have rules. The first rule is there has to be at least one comic book or manga character involved. The second rule, that comic book character or manga character can go up against another comic book or manga character, a video game character, or a series-minded cartoon character like Optimus Prime, Voltron, Lion-O, the Silverhawks, anyone like that. And then my third rule, make sure your fight makes sense. It really wouldn't make a lot of sense for, Alfred Pennyworth to go up against the Destroyer from Thor. Just saying. All right, let's get to the comics I bought this week. Comic books I bought this week. All right, here we go. First up is Absolute Green Lantern number 13. Action Comics number 1097. Thor, you're killing me. The Amazing Spider-Man number 26. Emperor Aquaman number 16. Really excited about this one. The Fury of Firestorm number 1. Green Lantern Corps number 15. Iron Man number 4. Moonstar number 2. The Mortal Thor number 9. Space Ghost number 10. Speed Racer, Tales from the Road, Snake Oiler, and High Noon. Supergirl number 12. And I'm very, 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 very excited about this one. Superman, Spider-Man. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 17. I'm also excited about this one. Thundercats Silverhawks number 1. The Uncanny X-Men number 26. The Uncanny X-Men Annual 2026. Web of Venom. And finally, Wolverine number 18. All right, that's 15, or 19 rather, which brings the total number of comics that I've bought since December of 1997 to 14,523. All right, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. And here's a question again for a free tee for next week's episode of the show. Which one of Superman's weaknesses was created by the writers of the radio show so that voice actor Bud Collyer could take a vacation? Was it A, the red sun, B, magic, or C, kryptonite? All right, here's some hints to help. The first hint is that this weakness is a radioactive mineral from Superman's home planet, best known for emitting radiation that either drains Superman's powers, gives him debilitating effects, causes him physical pain, or even kills him. The second hint, the color of this weakness is commonly green, but it also comes in other colors like red, white, pink, and gold. The third hint, the villain Metallo's heart was replaced by this weakness. And then the fourth and final hint, and this hint is in loving memory of Brad Arnold, the late lead singer of the band Three Doors Down. The name of this weakness is also the hit song by the band Three Doors Down from their 2000 album, The Better Life. And this song was also the first song they ever got put on the radio. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tee on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Imprint Jones, who won a free tee on this episode. Now, April is the month of the military child. It's a time to celebrate the courage, perseverance, and tenacity demonstrated by our military-connected children, youth, and teens, and what they mean to the world. There are more than 1.6 million military children who face many challenges and unique experiences as a result of their parents' services. Military families move on average every 2 to 3 years, impacting military children through changing schools and support networks. With its creation in 1986 by former Defense Secretary Caspar Weinberger, the Pentagon and other military support organizations and agencies used the month to recognize military kids for their sacrifice and bravery on the home front. The term military brat is a badge of pride worn by generations of kids who traveled the world with their parents, moving into adulthood with the knowledge that they will have the strength to handle anything. Military children deal with separations, deployments, frequent moves, and even their parents' injuries as part of the life they were born into or entered with their families. Now, I personally know some folks who, dating back to elementary through college, who are military children. And if you're watching this and I happen to know you, or even if I don't know you and you're a military child, I love y'all. And this episode is for y'all. All right, this is a month of the Military Child Comic Hero tee. And if you would like one, you can find them on comicheroshop.myshopify.com for $17. And I will donate half of each purchase to the Wounded Warrior Project. All right, here's the road ahead for the show. On next week's episode, I'm raising awareness of testicular cancer. Then on episode 561, I'm raising awareness of oral cancer. That'll be the last April episode of the show. And then I'm going to kick things off. I'm going to kick the month of May off in episode 562 with Military Appreciation Month. All right, if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, welcome. And as soon as you're done, hit subscribe. And if you're watching this on the Louisiana Delta Content Careers Facebook page, welcome. And as soon as you're done, go on YouTube and hit subscribe. All right, I'm Victor Noli. I'm the Comic Hero. I'll see you next time for episode 560. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.
Yeah.